Back at California Speedway, still working the first caution flag today. They were going to give them the one to go this time by to restart the race, but they still are trying to get the track cleaned up, make sure everything, the speedy drive worked well into the racetrack over in turns 1 and 2. If you just joined us, our first caution flag today due to an incident by Kenny Smith, 50 years of age, down in turn 1, where his car got a little out of shape and tagged the wall a ton. While we're under caution, let's check in now once again in the pits with Jack Arute.
Well, Jerry, let's add another retiree. Bruce Bechtel has brought his car behind the wall, so he is out of the race. But the man that's been having problems is Scott Gaylord. This is his pit right here. Gaylord's been in and out of the pits twice. The engine is malfunctioning. It's misfiring, actually. They've changed the coil. They've checked the spark plugs. They even checked the distributor. So far, no problems. And as I was talking, number 88 has dropped out as well. So the strop machines, and there were 3 of them, 2 of them have already retired from this race. Larry Gunzelman, number 37, is running in second. He had an interesting conversation. You saw he dashed to the front the way he did. The first thing that Kenny Schrader did when we went to caution is he radioed in and said, "What's the story with the 37? And his crew chief, Andy Petrie, said, "Hey, I talked to him before the start of the race." He says, "Man, I can't wait till I get a chance to race with Kenny Schrader." Let's check in with Bill Weber.
Well, 2 key words here at a big, fast, wide track like this. Fuel mileage. Running 2 types of engines here, a 9-to-1 compression ratio and an open compression ratio. The guys with the open compression probably can't get to halfway. The 9-to-1 guys are hoping they can. If you can make this on 1 stop, you'll be in much better shape. The tire rule here, you get 2 only under caution, but whatever you want under green. Right now, the lights on the pace car are out. Should go green next time by. One guy to keep your eye on is Mike Wallace. In fact, he was just telling his crew on the radio, we need to call home and tell everybody we're in this race, because so far we're off to a pretty good start.
Well, Bill, Mike Wallace has had a heck of a start. Started shotgun back in 26th spot, is now being shown in 13th position.
And Jeff Davis also started in the back. He's followed Mike Wallace to the front. Bill McAnally accelerates as the green flag has been given to the field. And Gary Smith, Winston West regular, drives down in turn 1. There's Schrader on the inside of Gunzelman trying to take that spot away. And he will. Well, Kyle, they're quick to get back to the bottom of the racetrack, aren't they?
Very quick. I mean, we've run out here for 2 days. The IROC cars have run here for 2 days. Western West cars, but still, it's only about a groove and a half racetrack. It's going to become a 2 or 3 groove racetrack at some point in time. And we're in the Winston Cup division. We're hoping these Winston West guys break that outer groove in for us.
Gary Smith, the rookie, now getting a little bit of lesson in drafting, high-speed style, as Kenny Schrader looks to the inside to try to take the lead.
And David Green on the inside, the cat car, taking a look at Gunzelman. Looks like Schrader's going to get it done, but David Green is not.
And now Schrader pulls away 2 car lengths. But here is Smith back. Remember, he is a rookie, and now the battle back for third again. David Green this time makes the move inside of Gunzelman.
And we see Butch Gilliland, the red car, right behind Larry Gunzelman in 37. There we see Butch Gilliland I was talking about. Running in 5th spot. There's the first 4 cars directly in front of him.
Top 10 left side of your screen. Gilliland is the current Winston West point leader atop the standings after 6 events of NASCAR racing on the West Coast.
Oh, we got a car up in that door. We're making that second groove now, Kyle.
He didn't want to be up there, but he ended up there. I tell you what, these corners are so fast. The entrance to the corners are so fast that you carry a ton of speed off of them.
Got another car crashed into the wall. Looks like Darrell Krenz at 33. I'm not sure. Oh, and we've got a fire jump out of there.
That car backed in the wall right where the fuel cell is. We saw some fuel running out of the back of the car. Then a spark of flame, and now it has erupted up there as the caution being waved vigorously to try to get this field slowed down. They cannot get the safety crews out until they get the field slowed. And now the pace car has pulled onto the racetrack in turn 1. Schrader, the veteran, knows to get the field slowed as quickly. And there the driver is out and away. Fortunately, but the car has been totally engulfed with flames. Scary moments here as that car now still burning. If you're wondering why the fire trucks aren't there, they're on the inside of the racetrack and the field is coming by.
And Jerry, this car was bought as a show car. For the last 2 years has been a show car. And the guy that owned it said, well, what the heck, we might as well take it someplace and race it. I don't think it's going to be anything after this, is it, Kyle?
I think it's a barbecue car right now. I'm not sure about this. Is, you know, I was just talking as this wreck happened. You carry so much speed into the corner that it's hard to find out where you want to be on the racetrack. You saw the 37 car in the in-car camera. He carries so much speed in, he drifts out in the middle. He gets up in the loose stuff. Once you get in the loose stuff here on a brand new racetrack, even though that's brand new pavement, there's a lot of dust and a lot of dirt up there. And there's nothing you can do but hang on for the ride.
Man, oh, man. And he was so mad. Did you see him run up to the fireman and say, put the fire? There we see him go in the corner. Same situation before. Backed it in the corner. And this time he broke the fuel cell, and some of that sheet metal that's dragging the racetrack is going to create a spark that will set the fuel off.
Now watch the foreground. Watch it ignite. There's fuel dripping out. Now it ignites underneath that 22-gallon fuel cell. As that flame is being extinguished, the leaders are on pit road in front of Jackaroo.
And Jerry, this is a scheduled stop for Kenny Schrader. Andy Petrie and the crew discussed the fact that they wanted to top the tank off. That changes, as you know, Benny Parsons, the fuel windows now. And this team feels that with the field the way it is, they'll be able to give up track position to get a better fuel condition. David Green, in the meantime, saw Kenny Schrader pull in. First thing he yelled to his McCall Caterpillar team is, what's going on? What's going on? So we've seen strategy already early in this race.
That's exactly right, because now Kenny Schrader can make this race on one more pit stop. And David Green, the 96 car, will have to stop twice, probably, if he's to make the 200 miles.
Well, under caution for the second time in the early laps, a fiery inferno when West Coast driver Darrell Krentz able to walk away, though, unscathed. Back with more from California Speedway in a moment. Back at California Speedway here in Fontana, California, the Auto Club 200. We were under the second caution flag of the day due to an incident over in turn 2, a very fiery and very frightening incident of Darrell Krentz, the car number 33, that backed into the wall and erupted into flame. Krentz able to walk away, but the car went up in just a huge inferno. Now the car has been extinguished, and they have a rollback and wreckers there to try to remove the car. Meanwhile, NASCAR has opted to put the field under a red flag condition. What that means is they pull the cars down pit road behind the pace car, and they will sit there and wait for work to be completed on the racetrack. Under a red flag, you cannot work on the cars. So if you're wondering why crews aren't going out to try to service these cars that are sitting here on pit road, they can go out and talk to the driver, but they cannot make any changes, add fuel, or change tires. Our field summary here. After 13 laps, David Green, former Busch Series champion, is shown as our leader. Butch Gilliland in second, Larry Gunzelman third, Woodside, Woodland, and Esau 4th through 6th, and Kinder, Wallace, Obrist, and Rayburn. Kenny Schrader made a pit stop a moment ago, coming in to top off his tanks. That will help his fuel window later on. Gary Smith, the rookie, back in 12th spot. You look and see where your favorite drivers, and you see those 4 cars already out. The first 2 caution flags, the car number 43, Kenny Smith, had a problem in almost the exact same spot, Benny Parsons, but his problem was caused by backing out a little too quickly with those 2 cars shuffling in front of him. His car tags the wall. He is in the garage area, and the most recent retiree, the car number 33, is Darrell Krentz.
That's what it looks like. It looks like that first crash with Kenny Smith, the 43 car we saw just a moment ago.
Okay, here's a look at what's happened thus far at California Speedway. Didn't take long for it to get fast and furious. Lap 2 in turn 1. Take a look at the 43 car.
It looked like the John Kinder and Dan Oberst thought they were going to make contact, and Kenny Smith also thought that, backed off the gas suddenly into the wall.
Now lap 11, this most recent incident, a fiery one, Kyle Petty.
Yeah, we just see this one at the tail end of it, but as you can see, as the car just about stops, there's a little orange right there on the right. The flame from the gas is on the racetrack already. The sparks come off, ignite it, and the car goes up in flames, and that's why we're under red right now.
NASCAR realizing it's going to take a while to clean up the racetrack, so certainly they wanted to be able to give these guys as much time to race. They red flagged the field, and they sit on pit road.
Had a situation very similar to this last week in Michigan.
Tonight on ABC, it's a whole new look on Saturday night. First, Urkel and the Family Matters gang moved to Saturday, followed by Mark Curry in the season premiere of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Then Annie Potts stars in Dangerous Minds, followed by an all-new spy game. That's tonight, You Wanna Be, on ABC. Let's go down the Jackaroo.
Well, Jerry, we call him the Bandit. He drives the number 3, not the 33 today. And I'll tell you what, Kenny Schrader, you sure startled a lot of people up front when you pulled on pit road, but this was by design.
Well, we wanted to get in the window where we could make it with one more fuel stop, you know, and it's a 2 fuel stop race, and we wanted to get that one out of the way.
Now, we've also talked about the fact that this is the mule car that your team brought out here to try things that you could transfer over to the Winston Cup car for tomorrow. So far, what have you learned, Kenny?
Well, you know, our Winston Cup car qualified 5th, and that's a lot better than we've been qualifying the last couple of weeks. So we feel that with the double practice time Thursday, we found some stuff, being the cars are the same, that will relate.
I tell you, Jerry, the thing that I find interesting is Kenny Schrader is right here. When Schrader pulled onto pit road, the fellow that followed him right behind was Gary Smith, the rookie. Smith has been getting information and advice from Kenny Schrader all weekend. And, Gary, it seemed like as soon as your mentor, Schrader, pulled onto pit road, you said, hey, I'm going the same way.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Kenny's a good friend of mine, and we're just going to team up together later on in the race and hopefully charge back to the front here and just take it easy right now, and we'll be all right near the end.
I'll tell you what, Benny, that could be interesting. The veteran and the rookie coming from the back, trying to battle their way back to the front.
You know, that rookie told me he was going to beat Kenny Schrader. Oh, look at that car. Kyle got some serious burns with that car. But fortunately, hey, folks, if you just joined in, the driver was out of the car before it burned the door. And there we see him jumping away from the car. He was first concerned about himself. He said, okay, I'm going to get away from this car as far as I can. And then he says, whoops, my race car is burning. Let's go find a fire extinguisher and try to put this flame out. Hey, come on, somebody, help me put this fire out.
And you know, this car was purchased. It was the car that A.J. Foyt qualified and ran in the inaugural Brickyard 400 in 1994. His owner bought it as a souvenir to put it in mothballs. They brought it out of mothballs last year at Las Vegas. They ran 8. And today he said, I promise you I won't scratch it. Well, folks, he scratched it. But fortunately, he's okay. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
Well, Kenny Smith has made it back to the garage, and the first thing he said as he walked by was, the fun's over, and it is for today, isn't it?
It is for today, but we'll be back.
What happened out there, Kenny?
Just somebody got a little impatient and dove in below me, and I made a little room there and let him go by, but it must have just taken a wind right off the rear of my car, and it just come around on me.
Your guys, an all-volunteer crew, I believe, working hard to maybe get you back out there. Are they going to try?
Oh, this pit crew is unreal. They just don't give up, no matter what. Thick or thin, we'll put it back together. We'll be out for the next race.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
That's Kenny Smith. Behind the wall now, might get back out, but if they do, it's going to be a long time from now. They got a lot of work to do, guys.
Well, a little work to do on the racetrack. We should be going green very shortly. Well, early on in this race, it's gotten somewhat extreme here in the Southern California sun. But coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports at a special time, it's the X Games. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, the Summer X Games from down the road here in San Diego. Coverage includes the Street Luge, bicycle stunt street event, and sky surfing competition. That's coming up next on Wide World of Sports. Back with more from sunny California in a moment.